If you eat that now, just because you're hungry now, what is it going to cost you later? So if you eat that now, just because you're hungry now, what is it going to cost you later? If you drink that just because you're thirsty, what is it going to cost you later? If you form a relationship with a person that you know is really not your person just because you have a hunger for connection, companionship, what is it going to cost you later? If you sleep with that person, what is it going to cost you later? Today's Sunday school is all about managing your hunger, managing your desires, managing your thirst so that you don't forfeit your birth, so that you don't forfeit what God has for you, the better blessing that is waiting for you if you can just deny yourself. For those of you who have never been here before, my name is Shelomith, and I would like to welcome you to today's Sunday school. Today's Sunday school is coming from Genesis chapter 25, verses 29 through 34. We're going to read it later, but we see Esau come in. He was hunting all day. He was extremely hungry, and his brother Jacob made pottage. Esau was so hungry that he gave up his birthright. He agreed to sell his birthright for a bowl of pottage, a bowl of lentils. And I want us to take time today to just look at the things that we crave, to look at the things that we have a desire for, to look at how we manage when we have a strong desire and urge to consume things, to be around people, to pursue relationships that we know are less than what God has for us. We know is less than the gifts and the plans and the vision and the relationships that we truly desire. But because in the moment we may be hungry for companionship, we settle for the person that we know we don't truly have a connection for. And in the end result, worst case scenario, we marry a person because in the meantime we were lonely. In the meantime, we felt like we needed a friend. In the meantime, we got sick of doing things by ourselves. So we got hungry to connect with someone, and we ended up satisfying that hunger with the person who was within our immediate reach. Then we look up and now we're married to somebody or entangled with a person who we know is not what we truly desire, who we know is not the relationship that we dream of. So, in essence, that's an example of us giving up the relationship, the better experience that God has for us because we're hungry for connection now, because we're hungry for relationship now. What do we drink and consume and put into our bodies? Because in the moment we're extremely hungry, we're extremely thirsty, and we know that it's going to have an adverse effect. We know that it's going to have an adverse reaction, especially if we continue to consume it. So we give up and we forfeit our birthright to health, our birthright to looking good, our birthright and blessing to feeling good and not having to take medication and not having to have extra trips to the doctor and whatever those consequences are. What hunger, what craving do you have for foods and drinks and things that you know you shouldn't consume? You're giving up your birthright to health. You're giving up your birthright to a sound body. You're giving up your birthright to being able to fit in your clothes and look amazing and feel amazing and be the epitome of health because you can't control your immediate appetite in the moment. What are you smoking because you have an addiction towards it and you have a craving for whatever it is you smoke or whatever it is you take? And you're giving up the birthright of a sound mind. You were blessed with a sound mind. You were blessed with the full capacity to think and to function and to achieve great things. But because you're always under the influence, because you have to satisfy that immediate hunger to feel relaxed, that immediate craving to feel chill, that immediate need to take the edge off, that immediate desire is costing you what you could really have. Today's Sunday school is extremely short. I just really wanted to come on and encourage all of us. That's the power of fasting, too. Fasting, anything that you exercise, it gets stronger. So anything that you do repeatedly, you get better and stronger at that thing. Of course, we fast to hear from God. We fast to connect with God. Another thing fasting does is it makes you better at denying yourself. So when you go a day, 2 days, 3 days without eating, without with only drinking water, you may do a 3 day fast where you're only drinking water, only drinking coconut water or something like that. You're also training yourself to tame and take control over your flesh, to not let your flesh win. Even though you may be doing it spiritually to hear from God, to connect, to have a stronger prayer life, there's other benefits that come from that, because that muscle of restriction that you're exercising when you are denying yourself the comfort of reaching for food, reaching for drink when you're extremely hungry, that carries over to other areas in life. So when you master it in fasting, you master it when you're trying to resist alcohol. When you master it in fasting, you master it when you're trying to resist sex. When you master it in fasting, you master it when you're trying to resist connecting with people just because you feel lonely. All of it ends up being something that you get stronger in when you practice fasting as well. So I just wanted to come on in this Sunday school and encourage everyone not to give up your birthright to satisfy your immediate hunger, your immediate desires, your immediate want. The sex is not worth what it's going to cost you later. The connection with people who you're not supposed to be in relationships with is not going to be worth what it costs you later. Eating the wrong foods, consuming and drinking the wrong things is not going to be worth the health that you sacrifice and give up later. Do not sell, do not forfeit your birthright, your right, your gift, your blessing to a healthy life, to relationships that are everything you dream of. Trust me, God has the relationship, the companion that is right for you if you can just resist your need for immediate satisfaction, immediate comfort, immediate connection. If you can resist that and hold out for what God really has for you, it will be well worth it. You have been given the gift of health. You have been given the gift of your sound mind. If you're listening to me and you understand it, you have been given the gift of greater plans and greater visions, and everything you have in your heart you want to build. You've been given the opportunity, the gift of that, if you can just resist the substances and the environments and the things and the hunger for entertainment that has you binge watching stuff when you could be being productive. Whatever you have a hunger for that is costing you the bigger vision, the bigger gift, whatever you have a hunger for. And in exchange for you consuming the immediate desire and hunger you have, whether it's for entertainment, whether it's for drink, whether it's for food, whether it's for connection, whether it's for sex, whatever immediate hunger and desire you have that is causing you to settle for less, to consume something so that you get immediate relief. And you know, whatever that thing is not the thing that God has for you. And you know it's going to cost you later. I pray that you have the strength to resist. You do have the strength to resist. I pray you tap into the strength you have to resist. Pray through it, fast through it, cry out to God through it, remove yourself from the environment, find something more healthy to consume your time with, find something more healthy to do. Reach out to your family, reach out to friends. If you're feeling lonely, you're feeling like you need a connection, and you're getting ready to reach out to somebody you know you shouldn't be in a relationship with, find somebody else to hang out with. If you can't find anyone else to hang out with that's a neutral acquaintance, start a project, start a hobby, do something to preoccupy your mind. If you're hungry and you really are sitting in front of fried foods, foods you're allergic to, foods you know you can't eat, greasy, fatty, salty, chocolatey things, and you know it's going to cost you later, consume something else. A lot of times, if you just eat an apple or you just eat something more healthy, the craving for the thing will go away. So find healthy alternatives. I would say an assignment for this week is because you can make better decisions when you're in a clear mind. You can make better decisions when you're not craving the thing, when you're not in the moment, where you have a strong hunger or desire for the thing. So I would encourage you, while you're listening to me, immediately after you stop listening to me today, I would encourage you while you're in your clear mind to write out healthy alternatives so that you can go back to them in your moment of weakness. So if you know that you crave alcohol in your sound mind right now, while you don't have a strong craving, choose something that you're going to do instead. Choose, I'm going to drink water, or I'm going to drink tea, or I'm going to work on a house project, or I'm going to do 10 push ups. Choose something ahead of time that you're going to fall back on. If you know that when you get lonely, you start to call up people that you really don't have a connection with or really shouldn't be connected to, decide ahead of time. When I start to feel lonely, I'm going to reach out to a brother, a sister, a friend. And if they are not available, I'm going to work on this project or read this book. And just go down the line and give yourself alternatives, because if you have the alternatives ready while you're in your sound mind, when it's time to implement it, you can fall back on it. A lot of times when you're in the moment, your rationale is off when you have the desire. So that's what I would encourage you to do, just giving you practical steps of how to overcome the hunger and the desire. Be prepared. If you be prepared ahead of time, before you are met with the craving, you have a better chance of succeeding. So whatever your thing is, whatever your challenge is, whatever hunger, desire, thirst that usually ends up making you make a bad decision, I want you right now to write that thing out. Write out what you normally do, scratch that out, and write what you're going to do instead, and put it in your phone so that you can refer back to it in your notes. Have it written somewhere, post it up on your wall somewhere, and have it on your phone so that if you're out, you can revert back to it. Pray for strength, and then faith without works is dead. Do the work to prepare ahead of time, the exercise I'm telling you, and then fall back on that. That is today's Sunday school. Do not forfeit the relationships that God have for you because you're lonely now. Do not forfeit the health because you're hungry and have cravings now. Do not forfeit the bigger vision because you have a craving for entertainment and escape now and you want to binge watch stuff. Do not forfeit, do not give up the better life that God has already given you. That's what I pray for you. Let us read Genesis chapter 25, verse 29. It says, and Jacob sawed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same bread pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom, that is red. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he sware unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. Because he was weak, because he was weak in the moment, he sold his birthright. Don't sell your birthright because you're weak in the moment. And like I said, one of the biggest ways you can defend is to have a plan that you write out while you're in your sound mind, while you're strong, while you are not weak. Write out the alternative steps you're going to take and pray about it and practice fasting, because that's the practice of building up the muscle of denying yourself. I love you so much. And be safe when you fast. Don't overdo it. Start off with maybe a 1 day fast of just water, a 2 day, a 3 day. Anything beyond that, like, of course, when you have medical conditions, you're on certain medications, you want to fast in a way that's safe. It doesn't have to be that you deny yourself all food. Maybe if you know you have an issue with binge watching TV, maybe you fast from watching TV or watching series or streaming for a week. Maybe if you know you have an issue with craving salty foods or chocolate, or you're addicted to coffee or something like that, find something that's safe for you but effective for you to deny yourself to exercise that muscle. All right. So I love you guys so much. Hold on to your birthright. God has awesome things in store for you. God has already given you awesome things. He's already blessed you beyond measure. Don't give it up to satisfy an immediate need and an immediate craving. Hold on to all of the blessings that are in your life and that are coming your way. Until next Sunday, be blessed.